So now we know that elections are the supplementary elections, as they say, in some of the other states coming up this weekend, or Adamawa happens to be one of them. But take a look at this report, which leads us into our next item.
Members of the People's Democratic Party and supporters arrived the party's secretariat in Yola, the Adamawa state capital. They are here to hold prayers for the upcoming supplementary election slated for March 23rd. While members of the Christian faith hold prayers in the conference hall of the secretariat, the Muslim counterparts take prayer positions in the premises. Both groups are asking God to intervene in the political impasse in the state following INEC's declaration of the governorship election as inconclusive. Speaking to journalists shortly after the prayer sessions, representatives of both religions appealed to security agencies to ensure a peaceful supplementary election.
So I pray that all of us should be peaceful in what we are going to do, with no fighting, no violence. Let's go and vote.
We need free and fair election. That we start for that in a special Al-Qunutu prayer. That's my prayer to the PDP.
The chairman of the party, however, faults INEC's alleged creation of an additional 2 polling units ahead of the supplementary election in the state.
It is a well-known fact to all and sundry that on 11th day of March 2019, when INEC declared the result as inconclusive, they gave the total number of the polling units as 44, with a total number of votes cancelled as 40,988. They responded to our request for the details of the PUs cancelled. They gave us 46 PUs in writing, adding 2 as against the 44 they earlier announced. Yet, the total number of registered votes in the 46 stood at 34,101 votes. Therefore, at the time of the rerun, we expect INEC to issue 34,101 ballot papers, but no more, notwithstanding the fact that 2 additional polling units is added against the one they announced.
The chairman appeals to INEC to ensure that the supplementary election is free, fair and devoid of rancor.
The whole process has been compromised. We saw the signal from the presidential election where a lot of units, candidates were not used, and overvoting was evident even at the state collation center. So in view of these occurrences, particularly in Demsa local government, most of the votes, proper election did not hold place. They intimidate our supporters and collect anything they want to collect. The same thing with some part of Lamorde. The same thing happened in Guyuk, and the same thing happened in Numa. So this shows you that this system, from the beginning, it has been compromised. So as a party, we reject this result in totality, and we call for cancellation of all these places where candidates were not used and where they were overvoting or extreme violence.
All right, welcome back. Let's head to Adamawa, get speaking with Kasim Gaidam, who is the resident electoral commissioner. He joins us from Yola. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. Well, there's a lot of people wondering, what do we expect from Adamawa concerning the elections? What's your thinking at the moment about Saturday? Will they hold or not?
The issue of Saturday is subject to what will transpire today in the High Court here in Adamawa State. And our team is on ground to put up the position of the commission before the High Court. So it's going to be subject to the decision taken at the court today, that will really know what will happen on Saturday. That is one. Two,
yeah.
The that apart, our preparations and in terms of logistics, in terms of materials, is 100% ready, and as soon as we get the clearance from the court, we go ahead and conclude the election by God's grace.
Okay, we'll talk about the operations and then some of the issues that some party members did raise in some of those reports. But could you tell us, because we understand that earlier you had said that court orders don't stop elections, and we read that all over the place. So it appeared as though your views changed yesterday. Could you explain?
Well, the position is that these statements have been overtaken by events. At the time I made that statement, there was really indeed no court order that was served in the commission. And you guys are very good at quoting people out of context. And most importantly, the resident electoral commissioner is not the commission, and it is the duty of the commission at the highest level to take a decision on the issue of obeying court orders. And the history of the commission on that is very, very positive, and we have been very compliant, and we always find legal means to channel our grievances, as is the case in this particular one. And our team of lawyers are on ground, and the senior advocate is on ground.
Yeah, but Mr. Gaidam, did we quote you out of context just now?
Just now, like how?
You said earlier that court orders don't stop elections, and certain sections of the law says that is the tribunal that should look into matters when elections are started.
I think we really have to downplay this issue because it's sub judice, and we should not really.
All right, we'll come back to this.
Go further on that particular issue. Yeah.
Okay, we need to go to break, I understand, but we'll come back to this in a moment. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Let's get back to Mr. Gaidam, the resident electoral commissioner for Adamawa State, ahead of the elections, which we'll watch and see what happens today. But Mr. Gaidam, concerning what some of the parties are saying, could you clarify for us, is it actually going to hold in say 44 or 46? Because I think you had spoken about 44, but they said that after looking through some of the materials you published, they found 46. What is the exact figure?
Well, the position of the returning officer on that day, the 10th of March, where the final statement was made, should be relied on. And there are so many figures being flown around, and so you can't really know which one is which. But so we go back to the 44 units and as affected, and then 40,998 as the number of registered voters in those 44 polling units. I think that is the position of the returning officer, and we should rely on that.
Mr. Gaidam, how about voter education now? How prepared are the people? How well informed are they if we have elections coming up in 44 units and there are many other units that are not going to have elections? How prepared are the people? How educated are they about this supplementary process?
It is very interesting to appreciate the fact that most people really understand the process, and they are very keenly awaiting the day of the election, and the efforts, your own effort as members of the media, our voter education department, and continuous engagement with the stakeholders by us at various fora has been very helpful, and religious leaders and traditional rulers have also been very supportive, and that has made it very, very an election that is being keenly really awaited. So I think there is no much challenge. Perhaps the only area where we had to do a lot of clarification was the fact that the election was going to be conducted, will involve all the political parties that contested. It's not like only between the leading political party and the runners-up. It is all the political parties that contested that are going to participate. So voters can vote for any of the 29 candidates that were involved. That is one aspect, and the second aspect where we had to really also try to educate the people more is that it's not going to hold in all the polling units in the state. It's only going to be done in the affected 44 polling units in 14 local government areas and also 29 wards within the state. So this actually are the gray areas which we have taken time to really educate members of the public, which they very much appreciate. How
about security preparations? Because, I mean, that's usually, in this electoral process, it's been a huge issue. What's the security architecture like for this rerun election, this supplementary election?
Actually, the issue of security, depends upon from state to state. The security architecture for elections is very, very clear. The most important security agency involved in this kind of elections is the police, is the lead agency when it comes to security on election. And we work together with the commission, and we also use the military, of course, to operate in the periphery. What we did in Adamawa State, at least, is that we have 21 local government areas. We have electoral officers, as you all know, and we have divisional police officers. We now advise our electoral officers to work in collaboration with the divisional officers. And there was very much synergy, both at the local government level and at the highest level. And we also had a sort of an interventionist arrangement with the military. It's not like they are there also to come up, but no. The arrangement we had with them here in Adamawa State, which worked very well, was that they will only intervene upon our own invitation. So this has been so, and there are only 2 or 3 incidences where we call the military intervention in Adamawa State. That's the Adamawa, which you know very well because of the issue of the insurgency in that area. And also there was a challenge in Hong on Saturday night, and we also asked them to intervene, and they intervened without any harm to anybody. So the general security platform that we have here was very, very good, and I have to commend all the security agencies of the state for the collaboration and for the cohesion and the teamwork they have given to the commission for this election. And we hope that the same cooperation and support will be extended for the election of 23rd, if it will hold. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gidam. So we'll keep tabs with you, hoping that all goes well in the courts today, such that the elections can hold. But we'll get back to you, hopefully, to see how preparations continue.